your boy Todd Smith here, once again with yet another episode of the No Gimmicks podcast, alongside my tag team partner Dale Clifford. Dale, what's good, my man?
What is up? Yep, end of the year, here we go. So we're going to take a look back at a 2016 with a best and worst, but for this portion of it, we're going to just do the worst. But I also want to remind everybody, please give us a like, subscribe to us, and check out our best matches of the month of December, which I think some of those might make it, our best matches as we look into that one, which we will have tomorrow. But as we look forward, let's go ahead and, Todd, tell me who your worst wrestler of the year was.
My worst wrestler of the year for 2016 in all of professional wrestling has to be none other than the Red Queen herself, Eva Marie. Eva Marie barely even graced a WWE ring this year, but whether it was in NXT or on the main roster as part of SD Live, you know, it seemed like she always tried to find ways to weasel her way out of her matches, but whenever she actually did step foot through the ropes, nothing she ever did was memorable or worth of note. So, Dale, what's your thoughts? Who was your worst wrestler of 2016?
You know, I thought I had nailed it with my choice, but I think yours is going to be even better than mine, but I went with James Ellsworth. I just think his 15 minutes of fame turned into 15 days of fame, and it should have ended back when he was the squash for Braun Strowman, and we never should have seen James Ellsworth again. But for him to be so much of a part of a WWE Championship feud between AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose, to me, I think takes away a little bit from AJ and Dean, even though those guys absolutely have killed with their story and feud as we finish off 2016.
So, moving on here, talk about the worst tag team of 2016. Dale, what's your thoughts on that?
All right, so this one, there was a couple that crossed my mind when I was thinking about this one. Ultimately, I went with Breezango, Tyler Breeze, and Fandango, but the Ascension was very high on my list. I just think these are two tag teams. Another one that was up there was the Shining Stars. These three tag teams are basically just TV filler to me. It's like Shining Stars at least get some TV time, but Breezango, I thought we were going to get a better thing with these two guys when they put them together, because I felt like the two guys were being wasted, and I thought we would see some opportunities for them as a tag team, but all we've gotten is a bad tanning spot, and now they're calling themselves the fashion police of WWE.
Yes, absolutely horrendous, but I've got to make note here of the tag team who you said was fairly high on your list of being one of the worst tag teams. I've got to go with the Ascension. You look at how far the Ascension have fallen over the last couple years. They literally went from being one of the top tag teams in all of NXT to getting quite a bit of hype and getting promoted, you know, almost like the new Millennium's version of the Legion of Doom. With the shoulder pads, face paint, and everything. They bring them up to the main roster, and they just completely fell flat. These guys have not had, you know, any memorable performances over about the past year or two. And really, the only thing that I could give them any sort of props for is their new face paint that they're sporting nowadays, which is almost kind of New Japan Bullet Club-esque. But other than that, there's really nothing worth noting for this pairing here of Connor and Victor. So moving on to our next topic here, worst feud in professional wrestling in 2016. Dale, what's your thoughts on this one?
All right, well, it's another WWE topic, so a trend here, I think. Obviously, WWE is the big brand, but there's some things that are a little askew with their company, and one of them was a feud between the former members of the Primetime Players, Titus O'Neil and Darren Young, in the attempt to try to create the Titus brand and make Darren Young great again. Well, one of the biggest things that we mentioned here was Darren Young was never great, so he couldn't be great again.
Right.
And then the Titus brand, I think, became the brand of losing. Titus brand is slap up the L for Titus, because it just seems like all he ever did was lose. And then Darren Young, with the help of Bob Backlund, was trying to become great again. He was never great in the first place, so to me, worst feud of the year.
Okay. I got to go with the distinct honor, like I said, I gotta be a gentleman here. Make sure that I include the women from the WWE roster on this list. Worst feud for me was Carmella versus Nikki Bella. This feud just had absolutely no memorable moments whatsoever. Both, beautiful women, but I mean, neither one of them could wrestle their way out of a wet paper bag. This feud all culminated not too long ago in a street fight match, I believe it was, and about the most memorable thing that I saw in that match was when Nikki Bella ran up the barricade and actually did that turnaround roundhouse kick. That was pretty cool. Other than that, there has absolutely been nothing else in this feud that I could absolutely care less about. When it was finally revealed, I guess that Natalya was supposed to have been the perpetrator who supposedly took Nikki Bella out backstage at one of the pay-per-views. I think it was Survivor Series not too long ago. I really don't care, and I don't think anybody else really truly cared about it either. Moving on here to the worst match of 2016. Dale, what's your thoughts on this one?
Well, worst match to me was the New Day's trip to the Wyatt compound. I'm a huge fan of Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family, but I just felt like this was WWE's cheap imitation of the Final Deletion. They were trying to use their TV power. They saw how much that story hit online and went viral, and thus created the broken Matt Hardy that we got going, and I think WWE was trying to capitalize on that, and to me it failed miserably.
Yeah, that one's tough to disagree with, Dale, but for me, I'm going to go with worst match with two of probably the most memorable wrestlers in professional wrestling for about the past decade or so. I'm talking about Brock Lesnar versus Bill Goldberg at Survivor Series 2016. You look at all of the months of promotion, all of the months of hype, the featuring of Brock Lesnar and, Bill Goldberg with WWE 2K17 and all this stuff. The fact that Brock actually ended the streak of Undertaker at WrestleMania 30, and for them to give us a match that literally lasted about a minute and a half. I think it actually lasted probably shorter than the restroom break that you had to take prior to this broadcast, which we're recording here. I mean, it's just, if we could have made it the most disappointing match of 2016, I think it probably would have been more fitting, but because we did not go with that category, I have to give it the distinct honor of being the worst match of 2016 in all of professional wrestling. So our final topic here, Dale, what do you feel was the worst moment in professional wrestling in 2016?
Well, it's going to be a portion of what you labeled as the worst match. To me, it was worst moment was the return of Goldberg. All the build.
Okay.
12 years away from the ring. All the build. Lackluster, really. I know that we didn't care too much about seeing Goldberg come back. We were kind of calling him Oldberg. And then you get a 90-second match, which I think was to hide the fact that I'm not sure how long he could have gone. And then the 90-second match highlights the fact that, he's not done. We're going to get more of him. And now he's in the Royal Rumble, and then we'll probably get a match with him at WrestleMania that I'm assuming is going to be what they wanted at Survivor Series. I just think that they weren't sure that Goldberg could go at Survivor Series, so now we're going to get it at WrestleMania. And hopefully it outdoes the 90 seconds of Survivor Series.
We can only hope and pray. Moving on here, I guess. My final, thoughts on the worst moment of 2016 in professional wrestling. It involved probably one of the best workers, not only in the WWE roster, but probably all of professional wrestling. We finally got our wish answered when Finn Balor made the jump from NXT to the WWE main roster. He's victorious over Roman Reigns. Great thing there. He gets the number one contender spot for the WWE Universal title against Seth Rollins at SummerSlam. And what happens? He gets injured. So basically you have the face of this new era here in WWE who received this huge push and is the inaugural Universal Champion who is taken off of television for several months and really just killed, not only whatever momentum that Finn had, but also, whatever momentum the WWE had, because WWE Raw truly has not been the same since he has been injured and has been off of television for as long as he had. So that definitely would qualify as my worst moment in professional wrestling from 2016. Everyone, thank you for joining us. Those have been our worst moments in professional wrestling from the year 2016. Please visit our official YouTube channel. You can find us at www.youtube.com/ the No Gimmicks podcast. If you would like to receive our notifications when we release our new episodes, then please subscribe. We would like to hear from our viewers, so please leave us some feedback in our comments section on our official YouTube channel. Also, please like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at the No Gimmicks PC. Be on the lookout for my updates on my personal LinkedIn account weekly, usually on Monday afternoons. Also, check out Craig Perkins' weekly article featured on ProWrestling.com. And remember, sharing is caring. Feel free to share the links to our episodes with other pro wrestling fans on your social media accounts as well. That does it for this episode of No Gimmicks Podcast. For my tag team partner Dale Clifford in Fernley, Nevada, this is Todd Smith in Bristol, Connecticut signing off. Until next time around, y'all take care.